had a spiritual awakening. Now, when I was with this guy, I would have dreams. I would have dreams of him cheating on me and things like that. But back then, I thought dreams were just dreams. When I left him and I finally saw him for who he really was, I started paying attention to my self-conscious way more. I would have dreams with him in it that were so powerful that only God would come to me and tell me these things. So that's when I started really believing in God. Yeah, I believed in God before, but man, not like this. Like, he has really been coming to me and within me, telling me through symbolism. Through symbolism, as in the Bible. He tells you through dreams. He tells you through different ways that you will kind of understand, but you have to interpret yourself. You have to go within and you have to connect with yourself to find the answer. Anyways, I would have dreams. Every dream that I had with him would be about the world ending. Like, it would be about every dream about this world not being, it's just weird, bro. I had a dream about him being a clone. Then I had a dream about, we were rich. We had all the riches, right? We were rich and we lived in New York City, the Big Apple. The Big Apple. We lived in New York City. We lived in this huge apartment, and all I remember is us being rich and someone asking us to join the Illuminati, and he was all for it, right? Had a dream that, okay, I really want to explain this dream. One night I had a dream that me and him and his friend were driving in the car, and we were coming off the freeway, and it was a cemetery coming off the freeway. We were in a turning lane, and there was this huge gas truck, like, you know, those big gasoline trucks, coming over, swerving over to us, trying to like hit us. And the graves, the cemetery is on this side. So I don't know, I remember who was driving, but it was me, him in the car. Oh, and I had a child at this time. I had our child. Me and him had a child at the time, and it was a boy. And his friend was driving, and he ended up swerving onto the graveyard, and so we won't get hit by this truck, right? So we swerved over to the graveyard, and we were there, and we were parked there, and we were like, oh my God. I was like, what is going on? Like, why did he just try to run us off the road? And then next thing you know, everything turned into flames. Like, the gasoline truck blew up. Cars got into car accidents. People were throwing fire glass bottles into buildings, and everything went off into flames. So I dreamt of it being in the city of Detroit, because that's where we're at, was in flames, everything. And I said to myself, I was in the back seat with my baby. I said, get my baby home. Get my baby home right now. We have to go. Run, like. And then there was this car on the side of us. It was a black car. I never forget. It was a white man. He had on black glasses, and he was watching us. And he followed us, and I said, and I was in the back panicking because my child was in the car. I'm like, get my child. I don't really have a child in real life, but I'm like, get my child home. Me and him had a kid together. I'm like, get my child home now. So I get my child out the car seat, and when I get out the car, I was naked. I no longer had clothes on, and we were at his grandmother's house. We put up to his grandmother's house. I ended up not having any clothes on when I got my baby out the car, and I ran into the house, and I'm like, we were getting our things ready to leave the city, right? The city of Detroit. We were getting our things ready to leave the city, right? So I'm like making sure I got all my baby the stuff for my baby, and then I'm like, I don't have any clothes on. So I looked to my ex-boyfriend. I said, can I have one of your shirts? I don't have no clothes. I don't know what happened to my clothes. Find me a shirt before your grandma come down here. I don't want her to see me naked. So I didn't have any clothes on. I was like, hurry up, find me some clothes so we can hurry up and go. I don't have any clothes on. And from there, that's all I remember about that dream, right? Fire. I had a dream with flames, fire. Let's bring up another dream. I'm going to talk about 4 dreams in this video. Another dream. Recently. That dream was months and months ago. Recently, I had a dream. Me and him, same guy, same ex-boyfriend. We're at a gas station in Detroit. All this, most of these stories took place in Detroit, because that's where I will always be with him. Backstory: I will always feel uneasy when I was like with him sometimes, because I just felt like something wasn't right. Anyways, had a dream that we were at the gas station. We pulled up to the gas station. His friend was on the passenger side. He was driving. They ended up going in the gas station. They left me in the car to go, get whatever they wanted to get in the gas station. I really like sitting in the car, whatever, blah, blah, blah. It's too much stuff going on. And that's what I was thinking in my dream. So a gasoline truck pulls up to the gas station. And there is this group of guys in this car, and it was like an old school car, with the big wheels. I don't know what car that's called, but it was a car like that, and I felt uneasy. And those cars I'm afraid of. I don't know why, but in the hood, like, if I don't know who driving that car, I'm like kind of like iffy about it, because it's like he type of guys who drive those cars are like intimidating. Not right. Something not right, right? My ex-boyfriend and his friend gets into the car, and I'm like, something not right. So I put my seatbelt on. I'm in the back seat. Or am I in the... So I'm in the passenger side of the car. His friend is in the back. My ex-boyfriend is the driver. And my instinct told me, somebody's about to blow this car up. Get out of the car. Get out of the car. So him and his friends like, oh, they about to blow the car up. They about to blow the car up. Get out. Let's get out the car. So my seatbelt is stuck. It's jammed. I can't open my seatbelt. I can't open it. So he left me in the car. Like, he didn't even try to get me out of the car. He left me. Him and his friend, he made sure his friend was good, but he left me in the car. And the car ended up blowing up. And I blew up in the car. The car ended up blowing up. The dream happened. Why did the dream repeat itself? They came out the car. They got into the car. I'm like, before even telling them, I took my seatbelt off and I hurried up and ran out of the car, and they was already running out of the car too. The car blew up, and it blew up in flames. And I'm like, oh my God. And it blew us away. Because I'm like, okay, I already know he's not about to tell me. The dream happened again. But this time, I didn't stay in the car. I was already out of the car. I was gone, because I'm like, okay, so he not even gonna think about me in this car. I'm already out. I left the car. I already left. But the car. Remember the car I was telling y'all about, with the old school car pulled up on the side of me, and they was about to start shooting this time. But my instinct told me they about to start shooting. Run. So I ran before they started shooting. So that when stuff like that, I learned when a dream keeps reoccurring like that, God is trying to tell you something. Flames, fire, right? Think about it, fire. Had a dream about that. Had a dream about fire. Also had another dream that I was still in high school, and I'm gonna make this real short. I was still in high school, and one of my teachers called me, and we were on the island. Called me like, oh my God, the students need help. The students need help. Come on. And we were living on the island, right? And we had to run to the other side of the island. The island was flooded with water. Everything was flooded. It was so much water. Everybody was drowning. Everybody was drowning into this water. It was a flood. Like, it was so much. It was like an ocean. And everybody was like, a whole lot of students were in the water. And I was there looking like, oh my God, trying to help. I was helping people coming out the water, like, come on, but I couldn't save everybody. So fire and water, right? Fire and water. The island flooded. It was flooded, and the water just kept rising. It kept rising. Now I'm about to talk about this dream now that's titled in my video. And every time I would have these type of dreams, I would get closer and closer to God. I didn't want to make this video talking about God too much, but I don't care. I'm not ashamed. I love God and I live for him. Because he keeps coming to me. Monday night I had a dream that, yet again, I was with him. The last dream I said it was flooding. He wasn't in that dream. But this dream, he wasn't in it either. But it had something to do with him, right? So I'm at my ex-boyfriend's family's house. And I think this either took place in Texas or it took place in Detroit. I honestly really think it took place in Detroit, because that's where most of my videos, most of my dreams take place are in Detroit. So we're at this family get together, his family get together, but he's not there. I'm there. He's not there. And all I remember is walking on the sidewalk. I remember the sprinklers were sprinkling. It was summertime. It was really bright outside. The sprinklers, you know, the sprinklers that go back and forth. That was going back and forth. People were watering their grass. Everybody was out. The music was playing. This house was a brick house. It was beautiful. It was a brick, beautiful house, and it had glass windows. It had black glass windows, right? That were reflective. And in front of the house was a huge white horse. It was a huge white horse that was fenced off with these black fence. It was a black fence surrounded the house. So this black fence was surrounding the horse, so the horse wouldn't break free of the house. And the horse was attached to a leash next to a pole, a cell phone tower pole. You know those poles I'm talking about. It was attached to a leash, like it was being controlled, like, you know, tamed. And I was looking at this horse, and this horse was just, it was so pretty, and it was white, and it smiled, and it had big teeth, like big horse white teeth. And I was just looking at the horse, and as I was looking at this horse, my ex-boyfriend's father, because I met his father before I went to Texas to meet him, his father walks on the side of me, and he whispers in my ear, and I look at him. He whispers in my ear, and he says, "Man, this man always trying to show his house off. He always want his house the center of attention." I remember exactly what he said. He said, "Man, this dude always want his house the center of attention." Now, I don't know whose house this was, but I guess it was a family member's house. But in the symbol's term, and as a symbol, it was a family member's house, but you know, the real meaning of I don't know what the real meaning, whose house it really belonged to. Probably belonged in the house of the Lord. I don't know. So he goes to say that, and that happened, right? So I go over to I open the fence, right? And then I don't know what happened to the horse. The horse was non-existent after that. Then it was water. Like the water was watering the grass, and I was playing with the water that was watering the grass. It ended up flooding the grass, and it was wet. And all I remember, it was like wet cement or something, like wet paper towel on the ground. But it was like so much water that was flowing through the streets, right? But it wasn't a flood. It wasn't a flood. It was just a lot of water from the water hose. So I'll go over on the side of the house to try to get on into the house, because you know, some people's houses is set up to where you just use the side door to get into the house. So I walk over to the side door. As I'm walking over to the side door, there is a black horse. There's a black horse that is that's on a leash, but this leash is super duper long. This leash is at least about, like, man, 16 feet long. This leash is super duper long, and the color of the leash was like a beige color. But this was a baby horse. And walking over to the side of the house, but the horse is like tall. It's kind of taller. It's kind of like my height. The horse is kind of like attacking me. The black horse is attacking me. The black horse is attacking me, right? But it's not trying to. I'm thinking in my head, oh my God, this horse is trying to kill me. Let me calm down. Let me not show this horse that I am fearful of it, so it won't kill me. That's all I thought in my head. So as soon as I thought in my head, like, okay, I'm not scared of this horse, it calmed down. And it was just like, kind of like pecking at me. The horse was just like pecking at me and pecking at me. And I'm just like, let me calm down. Let me remain calm and just know that everything is going to be okay. So I tried to run away from the horse, but I knew it was no point because this collar, this leash was so long. It was no point in me running because it was gonna get me anyway. So why run? Just remain calm. That's all I remember. So I remember that black horse. I remember the white horse and I remember the black horse. I don't know what this stuff means. I remember that, right? So I go onto the porch, right? Remember, I said this was a family get-together. And I always would talk to this dude's grandmother about things. You know, me and her would connect. Because his family really did like me. And I walked on the porch and I'm talking to them. His auntie is on the side. This is a huge porch. She's on this side. His grandmother is on this side, like in front of facing the door as you walk out. So I walk up to her and I'm starting to talk to her. And I go to tell her, man, I was so good for him. I don't understand why he would want to leave me. He didn't leave me, like real life. He didn't leave me. I left him. But anyways, going back to the dream. I said, I don't know why he would allow himself to let go of me when I was only good for him. I was saying this to his grandmother. I said, I don't understand why he would let me go when God sent me to him to guide him. I said, why? I was like, why would he want to let that go? And I said, and then I told her, because this was back when because she knew that I was going to a Christian college. So I'm like, I'm a Christian girl. I'm just trying to like gas her head up about me. Like, I'm a Christian girl. I don't understand why he would leave me. Like, he would not, I wasn't really saying he would want to like leave me, but not work hard to be with me. That's what I was trying to say to her. I was like, why would he want to let that go when God sent me to him? And you know what's crazy? Like, going back to real life, I will always say that to him. I said, I felt like God sent me to you as a guardian angel. And this was before I had a spiritual awakening. This is before I really connected with God. So I would say that type of stuff to him. So in a dream, it reflected my feelings. And I said, I don't understand why he would let that go. And she said, I don't either, because you're such a good girl. You're so good for him, but you have to let him go. She said, you have to let him go. Now, let's go back to the aspect of real life and why I had that dream about her talking to me. Just that dialogue right there. So, going back to real life, I will always think that in real life, why would he give up something so good that's sent from God? Because I honestly do feel like we're all God's children at the end of the day. But I felt that God sent me in his life for a reason. I felt that way in real life. So I'd be like, why would he let that go? Why didn't he not appreciate me in real life? I will always ask myself that. And remember that conversation I told you that me and his grandmother had? We actually had a real conversation like that in real life at her house, sitting on the porch. And she told me out of her mouth, his own grandmother told me that, what did she say to me? She was like, woman to woman. Basically, she told me that he's not right for me. Bottom line, she told me that I know, as his grandmother, that he's not right for you. Anytime somebody, his own mother or grandmother, says that, it's because she knows something, but she don't really want to tell me for real. Keep in mind, I was 18 years old when I was 18, so I was young. I was kind of simple-minded back then. I heard her. I was listening to her, but I didn't hear her. So I'm like, I listened to her and I was thinking like, maybe she think I'm too much of a good girl for him. He's such a bad boy and I'm such of a good girl, you know. And I didn't understand, but she knew my worth. She knew my energy. She knew our energies did not work. She just knew I was connected with, she thought I was connected with God for real, for real. I mean, I believed in God. I went to a Christian college, but I never really connected with him. And she was a woman of God. So she knew I was good for him regardless. Anyway, needless to say, that goes to say that that dream reflected on to how I really felt. Because we had that conversation in a dream. And she said that, I know you good for him, but you have to let him go. You have to, and I took it as, you have to find yourself. Now, I'm not saying I'm obsessed with him or nothing like that, but I'm not at all. But I've grown from him, but I will still have dreams about him, because God, what he really is, because I would sometimes forget. And I feel like I've had even more spiritual awakening. But let's going back to the real like point of this video was that black horse and that white horse. These horses are in the Bible. I don't know the Bible in and out. I did some research. I don't know it off the top of my head, but it's called the I don't know everything about it. But I dreamt of fire. I dreamt of flooding, and I dreamt of a white horse and a black horse. Those are all signs that God is coming back. Jesus is coming back for Judgment Day, and he's coming back soon. I keep having these dreams. About flooding, fire, and recently I had a dream about the white horse and the black horse. Jesus, let me tell you something that I do know. Jesus came before the earth was really created. He came to earth on a white horse. He did a circle around the world on a white horse, right? Then in the Bible it says that when he comes back, he will return with the white horse with many crowns on his head. He will return with the white horse, right? So he will return to take back his kingdom. And I did a little bit of research about that. Now, the black horse, I kind of forgot what the black horse means. It means famine. The black horse means famine, whatever. I don't know how to really say it. But in that dream, the white horse was caged in. And I don't know everything about this. Ever since I had this dream, I know God is talking through me and he's talking to me. I am only God's servant. I am only a prophet and a messenger. I don't know it all, but God, he speaks through his children. And this is my calling, to wake up and to start like reading the Bible and see what's like really going on, because I'm having dreams of things that happen in the Bible. Dreams of stuff that happened in the Bible. Fire, flooding, and a horse. White horse. Come on now. Tell me what that means. Tell me. Do some research. Like, I don't know it all. I don't. Because I wanted to make this video when I figured it all out. I don't know it all. I don't. But God is calling me to tell me, figure it out. Learn. Ask for forgiveness before I come back. God is literally telling me to connect with him and worship him more than I did, and become a child of his before he comes back. Know who God is. That's what I'm doing. That's why I say I'm on the second level. I don't know what level, but I'm on a higher level of a spiritual awakening, because I feel like God is calling me to him. This morning I listened to gospel music and I felt so much better. I felt happier. I felt safer. I felt like things were I feel like a really, really good energy that I never really felt before. So God really wants me to know who he is. He wants me to know his plan. He wants me to obey him. And I was not the most spiritual person you would ever meet. About reading the Bible. I didn't read the whole entire Bible. I never read a full chapter of the Bible. I never even watched a movie that had anything to do with this stuff. I never really even heard of it. I mean, I heard about God coming back and there would be floods and there would be fire. I heard about that, but I never heard about the white horse. And I did a little bit of research about it. I don't really know too much about it, but if you do know about the white horse and really would dig deeply and, you know, more in tune to what the white horse really means, and just comment down below what the white horse means, what the black horse means, what all of this is starting to mean, because I write down all my dreams now in my notes. I have to. And I was thinking to myself, should I even make this video? I didn't even know what these dreams mean, but God told me to make it, so I'm gonna figure it out. And maybe in a few weeks or in a few days, I'll figure out what these dreams mean, and I'll come back on this camera and I'll talk about and go more into depth about what these dreams symbolize, because it's all in the Bible. I just gotta start reading. Read. Don't be clueless. Read. Know what's going on in this world. It's too much going on for you not to know. I'm connecting with myself. I'm a lot more happier, and I'm 10 times even more happier now that I'm starting to learn more about this. So yeah, y'all, if you guys enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. Make sure you comment down below if you had any similar experience to mine. And I hope you guys have a blessed day and connect with yourself and hopefully lead to God, and because that's the answer. He's the creator of all things, and I'm really starting to see that now. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Let me know if you guys would like to hear more about my dreams that I have, because I have some powerful dreams. And I know I'm gonna do more videos like this. Most definitely. It's my time. It's my time to do more videos. It's not my time to go. It's my time to do more videos like this, because I said I'm gonna wait until I hit this many amount of subscribers, but no more waiting. You guys, I love y'all so much. Connect with yourself, connect with God, be a better person. This world is crazy, but we can all try to figure it out if we just calm down, sit down, and realize what's really going on. So I'll see you guys in the next video.